This week, we saw residual anger and frustration in the failed override of House Bill 2513, exacerbated by the governor's self-aggrandizing press conference in Pittsburgh, where he implored the legislature to provide a lifeline to struggling restaurants, despite vetoing the one that would help the most. PLCB acted on the governor's request to waive the 2021 renewal fees for some licensees. As with most of the orders coming from the Wolf administration, the announcement makes for a good headline, but the details expose a deficiency in real relief. Consider that a licensee must first pay their 2020 fees before they can renew their license for 2021 and have those fees waived. Also of note is that not all licensee types are eligible for the waivers. For example, those with wine expanded permits and manufacturing licenses are left out. Senator Stefano said the decision also fails to recognize that many license holders won't survive long enough to cash in on this benefit. He went on to say that offering a waiver for renewal fees gives relief on the wrong side of the ledger. Fairlay worked this week to create positive outlets for you to vent your frustrations. In addition to social media toolkits and templates for printable signs for you to use to engage your local elected officials, Fairlay has organized 8 rallies across the state to continue shining a light on the industry's plight. Details for the rallies can be found on PLC's calendar of events and in today's daily update. Our rallies will adhere to CDC guidelines, including mask wearing and abiding by social distancing recommendations. Fairlay also continues working on bringing real financial aid to the industry, particularly in pushing for some of Pennsylvania's $1 billion in CARES Act money to be earmarked for the hospitality industry. Our partners in Washington are pushing for another federal package or at least additional PPP funding, but the Senate recessed until after the election. Fairlay partnered with the Pennsylvania Conference for Women to provide $175,000 in grants to 70 women-owned Pennsylvania restaurants across the Commonwealth. We also worked with the Department of Community and Economic Development here in Harrisburg and several of our destination marketing organization partners to eliminate a roadblock to CARES Act relief for DMOs. While the roadblock has been removed, it's still up to the county commissioners to act. Health officials across the country have noted that home gatherings are a significant contributor to surging case counts in the United States. Essentially, the governor's July 15 order pushed catered functions out of safe venues like hotels, which were following all the guidelines, into unregulated venues like homes, thus worsening the spread of the virus. Cases are surging in the United States and abroad. Officials in France and Germany this week announced new lockdowns on businesses, including restaurants. Rumors of another lockdown in Pennsylvania have been circulating, but right now they appear to be just rumors. The PRLA annual meeting will be 100% virtual on November 9 and complimentary for the industry. Keynote speakers include Tom Benet, president of the National Restaurant Association, and Chip Rogers, president and CEO of the American Hotel and Lodging Association, as well as a panel discussion on industry recovery and what the road ahead looks like. Panelists are experts from the restaurant and hotel sector, as well as travel and tourism. You can register on our calendar of events or use the link in today's update. With the election just a few days away, Governor Wolf and Secretary of State Kathy Brockvar urged voters to immediately hand-deliver mail ballots to their county election office, drop box, or other designated location, as well as reiterated the safety procedures in place for in-person voting. If the pandemic has taught us anything, it's that your local elections are incredibly important. Take the time to know who's running, what they stand for, and then exercise your power by voting on November 3rd. I'm John Longstreet with another edition of It Happened This Week. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again next week.